lawyers are assholes. I just enjoyed the whole element of having money in my pocket.
Why does it feel like I'm actually working for people?
How barber shops are advertising themselves? Is a chick with a nyash, and then she's shaving you when she shakes her butt. Barber shops, I'm like, what are we doing?
When people question your pricing, it's not because they don't believe that they can pay that amount to you. They actually just don't think your brand is worth that much.
But doesn't a commission system in the healthcare industry warrant unethical practices?
We have a lot of people offering dental treatment that are not necessarily dentists.
We had an instance where last year, well, I won't mention the barber shop, but this guy came and offered two of our barbers $500,000 each. Now, between 2018 and 2023, when there was a transition, Mancave had done over 100 million in revenue.
Shut your mouth.
Oh yeah. Winning doesn't make you heartless, it just makes you use your heart less.
Welcome to Just Money Podcast. This is a space where big ideas, smart money, and real opportunities converge. I'm Just Ivy Africa. Every week, we speak to the sharpest minds in business, investment, and innovation. If you're new here, subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Kenyan Wall Street, for new episodes weekly, and find us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, at Just Money Podcast. Today, money and entrepreneurship, but from an unconventional lens, transitioning from employment into entrepreneurship in the health space, and hostile takeovers. Joining us today is Dr. Renoh Omoro, a dentist by training and CEO, co-founder of InSmile Dental Aesthetics. Her clinic offers cosmetic and restorative dental services, teeth whitening, implants, and other services. She also holds other certifications like basic orthodontics via Dental Aptitude College, and she's a lecturer at the same facility. We also have Mr. Njoroge, the co-founder of Mancave Man Market, which is a men's grooming lifestyle brand. His goal is a one-stop shop for the modern gentleman. As of May 2025, it has expanded to 3 locations, which are Nairobi Street Kitchen, Mwanzi Market, and Danka Plaza. Ian plans to establish up to 100 locations across Africa by the end of 2027. Before we continue the conversation, this episode of the Just Money Podcast is proudly brought to you by HISA app. HISA is powering borderless investing for Africa, giving you access to both local stocks like the Nairobi Securities Exchange and global giants like Apple and Tesla. The episode is also proudly brought to you by HFM, a global multi-asset broker in forex, commodities, indices, shares, and crypto, you name it, founded in 2010. Get a tradable bonus of up to $500 on your first deposit. Plus, for the first 25 days, your losses are matched with bonus funds only on HFM. Finally, thank you to Kofisi, who have provided our beautiful, beautiful set. Kofisi creates world-class spaces for ideas like this to thrive. And welcome back to Just Money Podcast with me, Just Ivy Africa. I hope you enjoyed the previous episode. Thank you so much for the new subscribers that we've had onto the channel. I'm so excited. I'm reading all your comments. I'm reading all your DMs. I'm seeing all your suggestions. And I'm strategically working towards bringing the guests that you guys want to see on set. Thank you, Kenyan Wall Street, for being my sponsor. I love sponsorship. I love soft life. If you want to get in touch business-wise, please, I'm going to put an email address at the bottom. And if you want to sit here, you can also write to me. All right. Today, money and entrepreneurship, particularly money, startups, money and entrepreneurship for people who are below the age of 30. Because I was telling my producer, why am I the elder here? Why am I the elder? I don't appreciate it, but I do love learning from my Gen Z founders. On set with me, as you've seen, we have Dr. Renoh. Say hi.
Hi.
And we have Ian, who actually, you've already seen who Ian is. Say hi, Ian.
Hello guys, how are you?
Good. Very good. So even just the fact that your businesses, I don't know how young your businesses are, you're gonna tell me. But I know how old you guys are. For anyone who's watching this podcast today or listening to this podcast and has been searching for information about entrepreneurship, startups, transitioning from employment to entrepreneurship, what makes you the best person to listen to today? I'll start with Ian.
That's a very interesting question. I don't know if I'm the best person to listen to. Because all I could talk about is from my experience, and that experience could be different for everyone. And yeah. I think it's been a lot of fucking around and finding out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fuck around and find out. And
your business was started when?
Mancave has been around since 2018,
Yeah.
but we rebranded to Mancave Man Market on 1st of April 2023.
Okay. And you've been with Mancave since 2018?
2023.
2023.
Yes.
So you can call you can say you've been an entrepreneur for 2 years?
No. Before
Okay.
Mancave, there was a lot of other stuff I've
Okay.
done.
Okay.
From, say, back in around 2016, 2017, official business like registering companies and whatever. But I would say my experience started when I was, say, around 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then that's a good reason to learn. You have the entrepreneurial spirit within you. And another thing I would tell listeners why we were hooked to your story is, as you like to say, the unconventional way you started, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. So if you're in this for something different or not your regular story on business, then Ian is the right person. Daktari.
For me, I'd say it's because I like to call myself my own connection. I've come into entrepreneurship and business as my own connection with no background in entrepreneurship. Both my parents are teachers. I didn't know anyone in the dental field, and I didn't have any relatives who were already in entrepreneurship. So I'd say I've had to build my journey from nothing by myself. I've had to make my own connections, and I like to brag that right now, if you need a connection in dentistry, I am your connection.
Very good. What other connection would I need in dentistry other than you? I wonder. So maybe I would look to you for connections in other ways, because I went to your social media pages and I was like, wow, quite a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You should host a networking event and
I probably should
open these things up to us.
Yeah.
Why dentistry? Did you always, first of all, your smile is beautiful, eh?
Thank you.
Those are nice teeth. They're white.
Thank you.
They're so white. Oh wow, I'd come to your practice, your shop. What do you call it?
To my clinic.
I'd come to your clinic.
Yeah.
Why? Did you always think? I don't think I've ever heard anyone saying, I want to be a dentist. I want to be inside mouths.
Yeah.
Inside people's mouths, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I never thought of being a dentist, but my background sort of guided me to that journey. So I grew up in a small village called Ahero. Probably people read about it in social studies, rice plantations. So there we have this issue called dental fluorosis, which is stains on your teeth, brown stains from when your teeth are forming due to too much fluoride in the soil, which affects the water and the food. So I grew up with dental fluorosis. But when you are inside the problem, you don't think about it. So when I was in primary, I went to primary in Ahero. So I never thought I had a problem. And then I went to high school in Loreto Limuru. And then I was like, wait a minute. How come other people's teeth are white? So from there, I started just thinking about it. You become self-conscious. You think about how can I change this for myself? And then I started researching on dentistry. And I ended up a dentist to fix my own teeth and see how to help other people.
Very interesting. Fluorosis is which one? It's the one... Which one is? Because I thought it's the one that... Because some people say it can't be cured or changed.
Yes, it can't be cured.
But look at you.
Because I'd like to say it's like when it's a problem within the tooth. So all you can do is cover it. So it's not like I've cured dental fluorosis. It's like putting stick-ons on your nails. So I have put something to cover the fluorosis. So I still very much have dental fluorosis. It's just that, I've found a solution.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, Ian, you look very dapper.
Thank you.
That cut is clean, which goes back to your business. Because even you, did you, at 10 years old, were you like, I want to do a man market, I want to do male grooming, I want to be in the beauty industry, because you are in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
Is it, how are you here?
I didn't care much about the industry. I think just like you, I just cared about the money.
Oh,
yeah.
Just like me, God damn you. Hey, you've not even heard my story. You're accusing me. No, it's okay. I feel like there shouldn't be shame in saying that.
Yeah.
I'm in business to impact, but also to make money.
Yeah. And so coming into Mancave, it was from that standpoint. Okay, this thing actually makes money. When you're outside, guys just look at a barber shop, and in Kenya, they'll be like, this is a kinyozi. Mm-hmm. But when you look at the numbers and you understand it from the standpoint of this is a need for every man. It doesn't matter whether the economy is doing bad or good. Guys need to groom because they need to go to work. They need to look fresh. And even when things are tough, people still prioritize how they look. And so understanding it from that standpoint and then being inside and seeing the money is like, okay.
How did you even get the opportunity to see the money? Is it that you had gone to your own barber and then you're having a conversation and then, ta-da, you start discussing unit economics of a barbershop? How did you even discover that a barbershop makes money?
When I got in, or rather when the opportunity came in to come in as the first franchisee for Mancave at the time.
Okay.
And so, of course, now the whole onboarding process, you'd like to understand, okay, what's this I'm trying to get into?
Yeah.
Because I came in with the understanding of I'm here to just make money. I don't really care to know the mechanics around it. It's going to give me, say, 50, 100 G's a month. Okay, fine. Now, from there, I'm a bit more interested to try and understand, okay, what's this biashara about? Yeah.
Okay.
And so...
the founder of Mancave came to you. Did you go to them?
We met at the gym.
Okay. But do you know, when it comes to networking, if you're looking for serious people to network with or to meet, go to the gym.
Yeah.
Ivy, future Ivy, I'm speaking to you. Just Ivy Africa, why don't you go to the gym? It's okay, fine. We'll discuss it later.
Yeah.
So you met at the gym.
Yeah.
So you had like a budding friendship or something like that, or it was just...
So for me, I'm very keen on relationships and interacting with people because I understand that whatever problem you have, someone else has a solution to it. And so, and I also just enjoy interacting with people. And so we met at the gym and I'm the guy who walks in. So I clock into the gym, say around 4:30.
Boo.
That's too much.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah. And I'll be the guy who says hi to everyone before we start off.
Okay.
I'd known of Mancave before that, but I really didn't. It always felt like, it's a bit too much to pay for a haircut.
Yeah.
And that when I was younger, of course, it was a bit much to pay for a haircut. And so I didn't really engage much.
Yeah.
But now when I got to interact with the guy, so like let's assume you have a product.
Yeah.
And now I know Ivy. Whatever product it is, say even if it's water, and you're selling your water at say around 200 shillings, I'll never buy the water for 80 bob. Because I know Ivy, I'll buy Ivy's water. Mm-hmm. That's my personal principle. And so from there I started shaving at Mancave.
Okay.
At this point, they had 5 locations, and they were transitioning into franchising.
Okay.
So down the line, a couple of months later, almost a year into it, he's approached by NSK and is like, we want you guys to come set up shop here.
NSK is
Nairobi Street Kitchen. And then I'm the first phone call he makes, and it's like, okay, fine. NSK wants to set up. You just come in as a franchisee, And so that's where the conversation started. And that's how I got myself in the grooming business.
Okay.
If you asked me, even 1 year prior to that, whether I'd be in this industry, no. No. I'd never seen it for what it is. Yeah. Because I was just your typical Kenyan, kinyozi. I get in there, get my haircut done, I leave. Not really looking at it as, okay,
a viable business.
Yeah.
So it took you getting a haircut at Mancave, experiencing the service, experiencing the product, for it to be a turning point? Or at what point did the discussions turn into, hiya, how much money do you make from this haircut? How much is a haircut, for example, at your shop?
Average bill of 1,500 shillings.
Oh, they've become like that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
So hold that thought so that I can hold that thought, think about the answer. Let me get to Dr. Renoh. Dr. Renoh, your story is a little bit different because you came from employment, right?
Yes.
Tell me about that transition. Tell me about your turning point, your aha moment where you were like, okay, no, now I can do this on my own. And then tell me how you ended up setting up your first clinic. Okay. And we're saying fast because inshallah there'll be more.
Amen. So in healthcare nowadays, employment is based on commission or locum basis. That is a day rate. So it means you have to be there to make money.
In healthcare, it's commission basis.
Commission or day rate, a fixed day rate. So for example, you're paid, say, something like 7,000 shillings a day.
Yeah.
So when you go to work today, you will make 7,000. If you don't go to work today, you will not make that money.
Okay.
So where I was employed, I was being paid on commission. So it was like a 30% commission.
Help me understand how you do commission on healthcare. So if someone, especially in dentistry, please help me. What? Yeah.
So now if you come to me and you need consultation, you need cleaning, you need an x-ray, we charge this and this and this. So let's say you pay 15,000 Kenya shillings. 30% of that 15,000 is my pay. And the commission varies. There are people who pay a bit less than that, and other places they pay a bit more. So that is the shift that happened in healthcare. Because before you would go to school, finish school, you get a government job and you go into employment and you have a salary. But our salary nowadays ends at internship. After internship, you have to figure out your way. So I was employed that way for a while. And then in last year, that is 2024 January, I got a job with Nairobi County government. So they offered me employment. But with dentistry in public health, you find that for some reason there's a perception that dental treatment can only be done in the morning. So you'll get patients coming in the morning, by like lunch hour, it's done. So at that point, I could still go back to where I was employed, but only in my free time in the afternoons and the weekends. So the hospital I was posted at, it doesn't work over the weekends. So you have your weekend and your afternoon or evenings, depending on how fast you're done. So that meant a decrease in my earnings at that job, because now I'm not there full time, so my commission has been affected. So I started thinking about it and I was like, what if I set up a private practice that can now make money even when I'm not there? When I am at my job with the county, the clinic can still make money. So it doesn't need me to fully be there to be able to make money. So that is how come I decided to make the transition. Because now with the commission, I was not making any other money apart from my salary with the government.
So again, money-led.
Yeah.
It was a need for money.
Yeah.
It was a need for money. But I mean, originally, of course, you wanted to solve your own problem, which brings me to one of my first questions, which is one of the hot topics that we're going to discuss again before we come back to Ian. People say entrepreneurship is just people with a lot of trauma and a lot of unhealed wounds, and then they pass it on through their businesses, pass it on to their people. You say, and I don't know whether I'm using a very big word when I say that the situation of your teeth was traumatizing for you. I don't know if you were bullied about it. I don't know.
I was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very similar to Ian's story. No, but Ian was bullied for the thing.
Yeah.
Ian, what were you bullied about?
Growing up, I grew up a very fat kid. Actually, I've never been fit until, for the first time, 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were a nice plump baby.
Yeah. I was born 4.5 kgs and it never went down.
Okay.
Around 4 kgs, yeah. They're about around 4 kgs. 3.8, 4 kgs.
Would that be the motivation for waking up at 4:30 for the gym?
No.
Oh.
That was from a point of taking charge of my day. I felt like I had more control of my day when I'd be done with that in the morning.
Because, when we had the discussion earlier, you did say that your business is also born from some form of trauma. So what was it?
There was that. But I think fundamentally, it was after the first time when Pops had suffered a stroke. So he just lost his job at the time he was head of procurement at Nairobi Hospital. And then, so one morning he's just told, go to HR. And so that happened. And I think probably because of that and overthinking and trying to figure out, hey, I have this whole family, whatnot. I think that pressure, then he suffers a stroke. My mom is a teacher. And at the time she was a TSC teacher. So you see now you're trying to balance everything out. At the time, myself and my bros were in Saints, and that's no small amount.
Not even slightly.
Yeah. And so I saw it, and I think I was aware enough of my environment to see there's a bit of a shift financially. Both my folks were 9 to 5. And I think with also the trajectory at which she was going, I don't think he'd foreseen at any given point anytime soon
that he'd lose his job.
Anything is going to happen to fuck him up. So this happens, and now we have to readjust how we are living. Now, of course, after that, stuff like pocket money was a luxury. We had carried packed food from home now, as opposed to paying for school lunch. And so, yeah, it stemmed from that. I start with my packed lunch and break from home. I'm okay, guys are hungry in between classes, and I'm not giving it for free. So I could get like 100, 200 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And so it started from there. So that's why I was saying my experience of business, or rather the fundamentals of commerce, is the first law of business is profit. So at least me, I'm making 100% profit. And so it started from my break and lunch, slowly transitioned into now the money I'd get, I'd probably go buy like sweets and stuff that I'd carry to school and sell. And as time passed on and things got a bit better, even at home, I just got addicted to it. Yeah, I just enjoyed the whole element of having money in my pocket. And it made me feel like it gave me options. It gave me choices. Okay, I can decide not to eat, or I could just go to the cafeteria and buy whatever I want, that kind of, it gave me some sense of power. And I loved it. At least that's one thing I had control over. Okay. Because now, at the time, also I had two personalities. A lot of actually my friends don't know this whole story. But yeah, there was the Ian who was out here, and then there was the Ian at home. The Ian at home had to, and that's why when you asked the whole element of like my age and everything, I think I'm probably like 50. Because I had to grow up faster. I had to deal with reality a bit faster. And, like I was telling you when we talked on call, recently, when Pops is still recovering because he also suffered again not too long, 2023. 2023 was chaotic. But yeah, so his elder sister had passed on. And then so now mom was like, okay, fine, let's go to see the family. It's in Nakuru. And on our way back, she mentions, or rather she saw like we're gonna have some form of accident. And she's like, "Woi, Baba Ian." I'm just like, what? Because it made me realize or understand that all this time since the first time Pops got sick, I had to fit into these shoes of, quote unquote, the man of the house. Even if not directly, like financially and everything, but you had to
man up,
dealing with, you had to man up, step up.
So I feel it's not necessarily your business that was born from a traumatizing experience while you were younger. It was your entrepreneurial spirit
that was born
from that.
From the trauma.
Yeah. From lacking. And a lot of families actually go through that. So would you agree then, both of you as budding entrepreneurs, that entrepreneurs are traumatized people?
Personally, yes, I would agree. And for sure, I think the reason why I decided that I have to do that, one, is so that I'm able to afford my own dental care. The procedures I needed, you can't get that with insurance. Even if you have insurance from your employer, it's cash. But then as a dentist with your own practice, you will get one of your other employees to do the procedures, and then the lab, you only incur maybe the lab charges. So of course, one of the trauma was like, I need to always make sure I can ensure my smile is taken care of. And then of course money, because I also I don't come from a background of money, and I saw my dad struggling with employment. He was employed. My mom is a teacher. We are 7 kids. And then my dad...
Yo.
Yes. And then my dad is the comfortable sibling from his family. So apart from educating these 7 kids, he has to educate the relatives and the other. And sometimes I think about it, and I think when I was growing up, I was a bit bitter because I was like, we could have been afforded a bit more comfort if not for that. So I was very intentional about, I need to make money. I need to always ensure I'm able to take care of myself. And I'm never in that position where if help is needed, I have to sacrifice from myself, or in case I have kids, for my kids, for other people. So yes, definitely from trauma.
I think for me also, another question I asked myself, whether, at least at the time it was a bit subconscious, but now it makes sense. I'd probably ask myself, like, why would someone have that much power over my life where they can make a decision and my life comes to a standstill?
Imagine.
Like, I didn't feel like I should give someone that much power over me. It's like, no. If I'm fucking up, let me fuck myself up. No, not you. Yeah.
In relationship conversations, women are told, the moment you give, and I say women because I speak for women a lot, the moment you give your partner room to feed you, you also give them room to starve you. So I like what you said. Because once it's said in financial abusive conversations, the moment you give that person power to feed you, you give them power to starve you. So I like that you've said that. So are you guys making money? Because this is, I think, when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's really overglorified in 2 ways. People think, oh my God, I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, fantastic. So we give power and glory to the title as opposed to giving power and glory to the books. So I want to ask you now, because also for me, I don't even know how dentists work. For me, let me tell you what I assume for dentistry. And I'm going to say this as blatantly as possible. It's a chair. Yeah. It's a room, 1 chair or 2 chairs at most. But you, Dr. Renoh, if you're not in that clinic that day, are you making money? If you're not in that clinic for 3 months, are you making money? And I'd want you to answer the same thing for Ian. So you guys got into this for money. So just tell me, are you guys making money?
So I'm going to be very honest. So I set up the clinic in January. And the good thing is I'd done a bit of building my own client base from where I was employed. So right off, I had a bit of clientele and we could make some money. But you quickly realize that making some money in business is not necessarily you making money. And for a long time, I'm a partner, so I have a partner. My partner and I, we were not paying ourselves. So you could make money, you're able to pay your rent, pay your other employees, but you're not paying yourself. And then 2 months ago, I sat back and I was like, wait a minute. Why does it feel like I'm actually working for people? I'm working for my landlord. I'm working for the suppliers. Like, I am literally an employee with a title. And then I was, no, that has to change. So we've been working on ways to ensure the clinic works and makes money even without us. And for the first time in September, I took time off work. I've been literally working every single day since January. No rest, nothing. And I was like, is this the entrepreneurship we are told about? So for now, when I was going away on break for 2 weeks in September, I was so terrified. I'm like, this September, is this clinic going to make rent? Is this clinic going? Because we literally make the money ourselves. But then when I was away, you get a patient, someone reaches out to you on social media like, oh, I'd like this service. You tell them, I'm not available to see you personally, but there's Dr. So-and-so, and they can see you and you can get this. And I was pleasantly surprised that they were like, oh, okay. And then they'd go to the clinic and then come back to you and tell you, oh, I was seen by this, they did this, and I was so happy. So I'm just in the process of ensuring the business can survive without me. So I'm right in the middle of figuring that out. Yeah.
What are some of the initial changes then that you made? What did you realize that, is it that you need to cut spending on some instances, increase your prices? What are some of the initial changes you made here?
Okay, 1, cut spending. So when I went into business, I used to think you have to pay, for example, suppliers. You supply me with everything, I pay the whole amount right there and then. Then I realized these people, they even give you credit for like 90 days and you're able to figure out,
your cash flows.
Yes, exactly. So initially I thought everything has to be sorted right off the bat. So those are some of the things we've done. And also we've been trying to ensure we sell the clinic as a brand and not me. So I've really tried to reduce branding myself as Dr. Omoro, so that when people see me on social media, they come and they're like, oh, I want to be seen specifically by this doctor. But then most of even the educational content I try to do now, I tell them about when you come to InSmile, this is what to expect, and not when you come to me. Honestly, you come to realize at some point it's really flattering when people want you, but then it's not sustainable. So you have to accept, I'm not the hero. I also need time. I need to be able to tell patients, I'm not able to do this for you. But if you trust us, you can still get this done with us. So, yeah.
How about you, Ian?
In fact, on what she's mentioned, there's a book that vividly illustrates all that. Have you read the book E-Myth?
No, you keep asking me this.
Yeah.
So you mentioned like 5 books. Have you read? I'm like, you're making me feel so not well read.
This person, and you're like,
so like E-Myth talks about there's 3 different people.
So you said the book is
business E-Myth.
E-Myth, okay.
Yeah, there's 3 different people in a business. There's the technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur. A lot of people tend to be technicians in their own business. Okay. It's like, and especially also when it comes to like doctors. Yeah. Too much of the day-to-day takes a lot of their time. They are so caught up in this needs to be done this way, this needs to be done this way, that they don't get time to actually work on the business. And so consequent to that is that they suffer in the sense of they cannot be able to scale their business. Yeah. So there's a technician. The technician is the guy who's day-to-day. The manager, probably slightly higher position, tries to lead a team. But where we should all strive to be is the entrepreneur who works on the business. Your biggest role is to make all these parts work. Yeah.
How do I make these parts work when I'm a solopreneur?
Now, systems are the ones that should work, not you. So you create the systems that will run your biashara for you.
How? Because, man, let me tell you, we always told create systems. Oh, you need a marketing system, you need a financial system. How do I create it in 2025 so that I can work on my business? Or how have you? Let me ask. How have you created your systems for?
So the first question was before the system one was the one you'd asked her. What was it?
Are you making money?
Yes, we are making money.
You're making profits, not revenue. You're profitable.
Yes, but we like saying we are pre-revenue.
What does that mean?
You're still. It's like the same thing that Jeff Bezos and Amazon have been still negative all this time. But for us, it's because we are still keen on, our goal is 100 locations across the region in Africa. And so now, yes, we are making money. Yes, we can pay ourselves.
Okay.
But we are not, we are working with that visual, like we are connecting the dots backwards. So we are profitable, but with where we are going, we are not making the money we want to make.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in terms of like Mancave as a whole, and the grooming industry, now between 2018 and 2023, when there was a transition, with 5 locations, Mancave had done over 100 million in revenue.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, yeah. And I'm telling you numbers that are actually there.
Wow. Okay. You know, Kiare.
I'm aware.
What? Good. I like that concept.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
So it definitely makes sense.
Okay.
And it definitely made sense at the point.
Okay.
Also coming in.
Okay. That was revenue.
Yeah, that was revenue. But when at peak efficiency, you should take home on average between 25 and 30% of that.
Okay.
Take home, net take home.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is crazy. A haircut.
Yeah.
But
we pay guys on commission.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, our only fixed expense is rent.
Okay.
Everything else is based
Variable.
off of consumption.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about this transition. I was on Instagram, doing research and everything, and there's 2 man caves. Are you guys this? What is this? Because you also mentioned rebranding. Is that what we're doing? Please, what's going on?
This is a very technical story. So have you okay, I'll ask another question, but you guys should check the movie The Founder.
Okay.
So it's basically the McDonald's story. And so there's this guy called Ray Kroc. He was an ice cream machine salesman.
Okay.
He's moving around. He was selling the ice cream machine to the McDonald's brothers. And so he gets to their first store. He sits outside and he's like, okay, let me order a burger. And he orders it, and within seconds, like as soon as he's paid, less than a minute after, he has his burger and his fries. So he's confused. He's like, okay, ideally this thing should take like 20 minutes or something like that. So he's confused as to how this thing is going on. So by the time he's meeting the brothers, his mind is like, yo, this should be replicated all over America. So I remember him saying, we have the flag, the church with the cross, and then the golden arches. And so he was imagining that across America. And the brothers couldn't see the same vision, or they'd tried opening a couple of other locations, tried franchising, but now the guys who are franchising with them, probably one wakes up and then he's decided to do whatever he wants to do. And so now they closed it down, or rather they decided to just focus on this one. I think they had two at the time from the movie. And so he's like, no, like we can actually franchise this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, consequently, long story short, the guy does a hostile takeover. He trademarks the brand and sues them for using his brand. And so now, other than that story, Ray Kroc is the founder of McDonald's. So now, coming to the Mancave story. I came in as a franchisee in 2023. Of course, now I was brought in by the love of money. But now getting in, and so it started with my own experience. So I made all the payments for everything. So we have 4 models that we work with. There's Express, which we use a 20-foot container. The Express Plus, which we use a 40-foot container. Signature is what you typically get in a building, 700 to 1,000 square foot. And the one we've not yet implemented is a Mega, which has a full-on retail store and everything.
Okay.
So I make the payments for the Express at Nairobi Street Kitchen. And so there's what, you know that thing for what you see versus what you get?
Yeah.
So there's what was promised to me, and there's what we got.
Yeah.
And they weren't coinciding. And then on top of that, there's the guy we'd paid. And so I'd paid for everything. So when we franchise, for us is like we do for you everything, the whole setup, human resource, everything. So one day when I'm on Instagram and one of the contractors DMs me and is like, yo, you guys didn't pay us for this. I'm like, what? What do you mean I didn't pay you guys for this? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I paid everything. So it went on. He went to court. So I'd questioned a lot of stuff at that point. Then I remember, again, Pops got TB that went to the brain. He became critical, so he was in hospital. And so all that going on. Then I remember I'd really interacted a lot with the guys who were working at Mancave at the time. And so it gained some form of bond. Then also these guys come and say, this was around June, July. These guys come and say, even the past 6 months, we've not been paid salo. And one of them was also expecting his kid. That fucked me up. I don't like bullies. That fucked me up. So
Trauma.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So from there, we went into Kipi, did the search.
Kipi is?
Kenya Industrial Properties Institute.
Okay.
Did the search. Our friend has not trademarked. So Ian does what Ray Kroc did, trademarks the brand. We send a cease and desist. In fact, lawyers are assholes. because I remember at the end, he completed the statement with, "And we hope common sense shall prevail henceforth." I'll never forget that statement.
Whoa.
And the first one was
style. Let me ask you, Ian, why do the hostile takeover? Why take on the trademark? Why not just start Ian's Barbers? Why take?
There was already so much.
This is a guy who trusted you to be a franchisee. You know, I'm just trying to think. Is this business harsh like that?
Yeah. First of all, winning doesn't make you heartless. It just makes you use your heart less. And I think another issue for me is that I think in Kenya, especially, we have this issue of kuachia Mungu. Yet God gave us police, gave us lawyers, gave us the judiciary, gave us all these systems to work with, and there's a reason why the law is there. And so, why don't we use what is there to, when necessary? So there's and of course, even getting to that point. So what happened is when we started with the war, guys started coming out of the woodworks. Hey, even me, CG, this guy did for me this. Hey, even me. I'm just like, what? You guys were just somewhere chilling, yet, you could actually have done something about it. Then number 2 is the name. It sells itself. There's nowhere you go and you mention that brand or that name and guys are don't resonate with it. It's very natural. So it was those 2 things. I mean, we could have picked any other name. It's just like Ray Kroc. I mean, he could have decided to call it Kroc. Kroc sounds disgusting. He said it. But McDonald's just sounds like America. So it's the same thing. So it's like, no. So can't let this thing go.
Some people say they're self-made. Others are self-made from the backs and the sweat and the ignorance of others. Because I'm surprised that there was no trademark to that particular name.
And you see, with the law, even laws of nature, ignorance is no defense. And I like giving this example. Assume now, say your kids, I don't know how old they are, but he doesn't know the law of gravity. He decides to play around at the window and jump off. You think they'll float? No. Laws of nature dictate that anything heavier than air will fall down. And so consequently, even with the law, it's the same exact thing. It will happen. It will happen.
So would you advise Dr. Renoh, for example, who's just recently started her clinic, to trademark the name of the clinic, for example?
Of course. And that also builds some form of confidence in yourselves that I'm actually trying to see this thing go 10, 20 years from now. Look at companies like Naivas is 35 years old now. Jim Cab is 25. I was shocked. But that time, since it's 25 years old. It looks like a long time, but interestingly enough, 25, I could remember what I was doing when I was 5 years old. And that time will pass. So, if you have that long-term vision, it's very important to start with that. And it's not even that expensive here in Kenya. No, it's not.
How much is it? When you went to Kipi, did the search, how much did you spend in total to trademark?
On average,
and then also, how do you value a trademark? So from 2023, when you got the IP, how do you value what it's worth right now, that particular name, Mancave? How do we know?
I have not necessarily valued it yet as of now.
Yeah.
Because we're not too keen on, I don't like looking at numbers. It's like the same element of, I don't like being around people I'm doing better than. You just don't want it to get into your heads. You just focus on, okay, if it's 100 locations, we're at 3% now. Yeah. Okay. But I'll have an answer for you later.
So you're telling me how much it cost to trademark here and also in the US?
In the US, it's on average, I think, $1,500, $1,200 for the whole process from registering the company. Because also now, the trademark is owned by the company. Yeah. So register, it's around $1,200 and $1,500. Imagine, and it's not complicated to do it from here.
Wow.
Yeah. Here in Kenya, it's on average, I think, between 50 and 100 Gs for name and logo. Yeah.
Dr. Renoh, you've not trademarked your name.
No, and I'm taking notes. I'm just like,
No, I'll do it before you and then do it.
Imagine.
I'm
That's
going to.
crazy. You've said that. The other day I was having a conversation with my friends. Please don't forget what you're going to say.
Yeah.
There's something they've produced, and I told them, if you don't trademark this today, I'm going to trademark it tomorrow, and you're going to have to buy it back from
Yeah.
me.
In America, it's an actual biashara. Like, guys wake up looking for brands that have not been trademarked to trademark them and go to court the next day. Sue for $1 million, $2 million, $5 million. And there's someone who's just chilling, and that's his job. He doesn't work.
I'm coming off set, and I'm
like
going to
this.
make that call.
Let me tell you, I like this. I like this so much. Okay, let's go back to Dr. Renoh in terms of entrepreneurship and what it is that you have learned along the way. What Ian has brought up reminds me of one of the hot takes that I also wanted us to discuss about entrepreneurship and building wealth. It's not about being talented. It's not about having the skill. It's about being louder. It's about being faster. It's about being more relentless. So that you can also wade off the copycats. Because in essence, Ian came in sort of as a copy. He was handed the brand, copied what he was told to copy. Then he took over because you were louder, more relentless, faster. Would you say the same thing, Dr. Renoh, based on what it is that you're doing? Because especially in the recent past on social media, I can say there's a myriad of dental clinics that have come up. What makes you different? Would you agree with what Ian has said?
Yes. Okay. I'm still recovering from
still
what
processing.
processing what Ian has said.
Yeah.
But for sure, you have to find something that makes you different, and then you have to go for it. So at the time, I was thinking about setting up. There's a lot of dental clinics, especially with social media marketing, and the pricing is very competitive. There's always offers. You get 50% of braces, whatever. And at that time, I was thinking about how do I come in to replicate success that's already in the market, because I'm not reinventing the wheel, but also ensure I survive. So one thing I was very specific about was my pricing point and to justify it by the value I bring in. So, for example, most dental clinics will find consultation is between 1,000 to 1,500, but personally I charge 3,000, and I ensure my clientele understand that when you come to me, I'm not just looking into your mouth and telling you, okay, you have a cavity here and here and here. We have invested in, for example, the oral scanner that will give you a 3D simulation of your teeth. And when I say this is a cavity, you actually see and say, okay, it's true. If I'm telling you, oh, we need to remove this tooth, extract this tooth, you know why. So one of the major things I've really tried to position myself in is that I'm offering excellence in dentistry, and I'm pricing for that excellence, and I'm trying to ensure everyone understands that when it comes to excellence in dentistry, it costs. And you come to realize, one of the things I've come to realize is that when people question your pricing, it's not because they don't believe that they can pay that amount to you. They actually just don't think your brand is worth that much.
Yeah, they question your value.
Yes, they're questioning your value. So if you can position yourself in a way that you tell them, for us, you have comfort, you have safety, you have long-term health, that works. And one of the things that is really helping us survive is this treatment called Invisalign. So Invisalign are clear aligners that align your teeth like braces. And at that time when we were introducing Invisalign, we were like, wait, nowadays you can get braces for as cheap as 50. In fact, the other day I saw an ad for 8,000 per jaw. I was like, where do these people get this material that they can offer this treatment? And for Invisalign, you get that the cheapest is like 5,000 USD. And I was like, how do I ensure I actually get the clientele? And when people you justify with Invisalign, you can your lifestyle, you retain your lifestyle. You can still eat the way you want. You can remove it when for example, you're going on set. It does not interfere with your lifestyle. You get people actually coming for that. And on TikTok, I've been really loud about Invisalign because I know very soon there'll be crazy. There will be other aligner companies that come in and offer like very competitive, cheaper options, but then you need to be fast and ensure you position yourself as the authority in that field. So for sure, you have to be very fast and you have to have audacity.
But Dr. Renoh, maybe let me not say but, let me say and. Dr. Renoh, one of the things that I would assume would add on to your value is your licensing. Because so many players have come into your particular industry, not everyone is allowed into my mouth. This is such a gross conversation. I don't even know how you do it. Not everyone is allowed into everyone's mouth just like that. So how do I do my due diligence to make sure that you are allowed to sell me Invisalign? You're allowed to extract my tooth. And this is a very personal story because I have a friend who won dental treatment on radio. You know how you call it, oh, you want dental treatment. They went, extracted a tooth, fucked up a nerve. She was numb on one side of her mouth for like, I think even to date, this is now, we're talking 5 years later. I don't know if she still has feeling. Poor girl, I don't even know how she kisses her partner. Poor girl. Yeah. She feels nothing. That's what dentists have done to her.
Oh, I'm really sorry about that.
So how do I know that you have the right paperwork to do this? Because not everyone does.
Yes. So one of the issues that we're experiencing in dental field right now is that we have a lot of people offering dental treatment that are not necessarily dentists. And I'm not just talking about the private clinics. There are established hospitals that intentionally hire non-dentists because they are cheaper. So
what? Yeah, but I'm not surprised.
Yes. So it doesn't mean when you walk into a hospital, because, for example, this is a trusted brand, that the person treating you is an actual dentist. So what has happened is that yes. So this is a conversation that's currently a really hot topic because we've had, for example, we have in dentistry, we have the people we'll call community oral health officers, which historically, that cadre was established to help teach people about oral hygiene and how to care for your teeth, and also as the primary point of contact. But now, because of the way, Kenya, you can get away with a lot of things. A lot of them are expected, like their curriculum expects them to shadow dentists while transitioning into the market. So they will shadow, see what you do, and then now start doing it. We've had in other markets, like in the US, we have dental hygienists. In Kenya, that's not a recognized cadre. But currently, we have people practicing as dental hygienists. So one of the things that very specific one, you have to ensure you have the training and the license. And thankfully, our council, the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council, has come up with an online registry. So for example, if you come into my clinic and I tell you, I'm Dr. Omoro and I'm going to see you, you can actually search online and see that this is a licensed and registered dentist. Even for facilities, you have to register the facilities. The only problem is I can go register InSmile with my license as a dentist, and then I employ someone who's not a dentist. So at that point, you'll search the facility. They're like, okay, they're registered. But then when you come, you're not being treated by such a person. So for sure, and we have people who do, for example, for Invisalign, you actually have to get training on it and get certified. So you become a certified Invisalign provider. But someone will go online, read about the literature, maybe shadow someone, and then say, okay, I'm able to offer this. So one of the things is now, even for the public, to just be very vigilant on actually being intentional about knowing who's caring for them. Yes, because extracting a tooth, there's the science behind it, and then I normally say dentistry is like mjengo. So you actually get to do things, but then there's a science behind why you're doing things like that. But it's so easy to know how to do it, but without understanding the science behind it, it becomes a problem. So for example, the issues with an extraction that caused nerves, it can happen, but when now you're in dental school, you have to learn the science about how do I prevent this. And then if I see like this is a case that this is highly likely to happen, I'm able to warn you beforehand and then take measures. I can give you supplements that help with nerve healing after the procedure. You see such a thing. So if I just learned how to pull out a tooth, but I don't understand the science behind it, such things happen. And then most people get so scared and they're like, dentistry is painful, dentists are bad, and all that. Yeah.
So you had mentioned the oral whatever. What tier are you at?
Okay, so I'm a general dentist. So we have general dentists, we have the community oral health officers, we have dental assistants, we have dental hygienists, and dental assistants actually are our staff that help, like assist with the procedure. So they work alongside.
Splashes the water in the mouth.
Yes, but now you see they work around a dentist for so long. Someone is like, oh, I know how to do a root canal, for example, and then they go and start doing it somewhere to the unsuspecting public. And then we also have specialists because we have different cadres. So you go back to school and then you're able to specialize in a specific field of dentistry.
Not like the way you fixed your own fluorosis. That was a specialist did.
No. So dental fluorosis is just a condition that I have special interest in. But the treatments around dental fluorosis fall under a field called aesthetic dentistry.
Okay.
So now you'd have to go back, and now if you want to learn, like specialize in that, you can specialize in aesthetic dentistry, which has a component of that.
Okay. All right. You know what time it is? It's time for the Just Money Hotline. You call, we listen, and together we unpack your real life questions. Business, money, career, or culture. Let's see who's on the line. Oh, nice to hear from you. So you're on set with me, Ian of Mancave, Man Market, and Dr. Renoh. Shoot. What's your question today, sir?
So I'm Felix Nyabuti.
Yeah.
So my question was about when you are starting a startup.
Yeah.
For a startup, how do you pitch to investors in order to acquire the operational and other things?
When you have a startup, how do you pitch to investors?
For a film production company which is a startup.
Okay.
How do you pitch to investors and convince them to give you a project?
Okay. Felix, where you are is a little bit noisy in the background. So I don't know if you can move so that you can hear the answer to your question, or because I can hear like puppies and stuff. Fantastic. So I'll hand over the phone to Ian, and then maybe Dr. Renoh will also be able to chip in after that.
So you're basically asking about the element of you're trying to get new customers or you're trying to get new investment.
New investment. He said fundraising. How do you get investors to give you a project? Actually, I get what you're asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he want? Ask him.
So yeah, kindly.
Do you want money?
Clear out the air. Do you want money
work?
Or do you want work?
So for how to get clients and how to pitch to investors, simply that.
Okay, so both.
So both.
Yeah.
I think when you start working on the first one, then the second one comes in a bit easy, because now investors will first want to see what you've done and how much you've done in terms of revenue, because investment is based off of valuation. So they'll need to understand, okay, fine, how much are you doing currently? What is your projections? And then that will justify, or that will then dictate your valuation of your company, and then say, okay, fine, I'll give you 2 million for 10% of your company because it's valued at 20 million. So I think where we would start with is how to go about getting clients. And that would best be addressed by, of course, being out there, in the sense of going out, looking for customers. That's number one. And putting yourself in, like sometimes even door to door and DMing. And then now the second would be, of course, now going to events. That, like, let's say founder events, or like there's one that says Startinev works on, so it deals with startups and creates a conducive environment for startups. And so, like, now those kind of forums would really help in terms of getting customers, but also, and more especially, knocking doors. Like knocking all the doors. DM, online, and also physically going and telling guys, yo, I can do this for you. Even give them some free work. And then, do from there. It doesn't have to be like major projects. Even small projects are enough, because it's all you need is a proof of concept.
Okay, I've now gotten the answer to my question.
Okay, but you can, Dr. Renoh?
Okay, so Hian has talked about getting financing when you already have a running business, but then when you don't have a business already and you're starting from zero, he's brought in the point of proof of concept. So, for example, you have to be able to come up with a document from understanding first the market, like how does this business make money? How do you plan to make money? So personally, I got financing from friends, and I had to prove to them this is how dental clinics generally make money. This is what the pricing point. You also have to understand how you want to price what you're bringing to the market, whether it's a service or a product, and the marketing way, which Ian has told you how you're going to get those clientele to bring in that money. So you have to understand the market trends to be able to convince investors to give you money. And then when it comes to getting the clientele, you have to understand the clientele that you are, whatever service or product you want to bring into the market, who is your target. You have to understand their persona and what's their pain point. When you understand that, you're able to know, okay, for example, if this service, I'm targeting these specific people, this is where I can get them. This is what I can say to them to convince them to get to be my clientele and all that. So that is what I'd advise.
And I think adding on to that, I would say, givers get. Mm-hmm. And I think what you're also doing is you're thinking too much about yourself. Focus on the other person who you're trying to quote unquote sell to. Yes, you'll make money, but if you just focus on that other person, then you'll actually money is a reward for service rendered. So you just focus on that, then the reward will come. Mm-hmm. And I think once you understand it from that standpoint, then you'll also probably stop overthinking, because what I feel like you're doing is overthinking, because now where do I start? But if you go to someone and tell them, hey, check, I have this I can do for you. My work is really dope. Then someone will give you a try, and you just need a couple of tries. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Felix?
Yes.
Has your question been answered?
Yes, my question has been answered, but on our case,
yeah,
our film production companies mainly, we want to deal mostly with NGOs. Mm-hmm. And we've also done a concept note for the projects we want to do. So I've been doing, let's say, passion projects, and we have we've introduced a topic called resilience roots, where we'll be doing short stories. At least we will be posting on our social media, showing that consistency, and also to build that trust between our company and the organization we want to work.
Mm. Okay. Let me ask you something out of curiosity. Why do you want to tell these stories in the first place? What's your motivation?
It is because I've grown up in Kibra.
Yeah.
And as a filmmaker, some few months ago, there was a story about student in Upper Hill being about an outbreak of cholera case. Mm. So, you see these social issues which are affecting people, we can put them in a narrative, educative films, and film to the community to simply educate them and to inform them. So we want to do these stories because we can use film as a powerful tool to inform and to educate the community through community explaining on the issues affecting them directly, be it in an environment, health issues, and other issues.
Okay. I have, I think, 2-3 things to say, because you're in the creative industry and I say that I'm also in the creative industry. So the first one is I like your why. So you have to keep documenting these stories and what it is that you're doing consistently. The trick is consistently, because eventually the algorithm will catch up to your consistency and they will feed your content to the right person. The second thing, have you ever heard of HEVA Fund? HEVA.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah, so they actually give funding to creatives, because you're in a very unique position, because traditional financial institutions tend to shy away from creative businesses. But funds like HEVA Fund will be able to walk you through, capacity build you, and help you get that funding if you show proof of concept when it comes to your storytelling. And proof of concept, as Ian had said, will come from you being consistent. Have you also ever had the third thing? Have you ever heard of Africa No Filter?
Africa No Filter, yes.
Good. They also offer, so you've heard of all these people, but you're not asking them for money anyway. They also offer fellowships, scholarships, and a lot of information around where people in the creative industry, film, can get funding as well. Then finally, you need to also now start getting out of, also when you're doing your storytelling, see who it is that you can collaborate with when it comes to your storytelling. And storytelling can be even through, let's say dance. If you collaborate with even kids groups in Kibra that do dancing, that, storytelling doesn't have to be that harsh type of thing. So collaborate with people who are already in the space, see how that goes. And there was one final thing I want to tell you. And get out of Kibra, put yourself in rooms, Google events, whatever, around what it is that you're doing. Even go for creative workshops. Sometimes even go for banking workshops or even webinars, so that you can also put yourself in rooms where people are discussing money, and where you can learn something new, and where Ian has said you can offer your value. So if you go to these spaces and you meet someone like Ian who's trying to, create a story around his business, you don't also have to restrict yourself to what it is that the cholera thing. Put yourself also in a position to upskill. Yeah, go for these workshops, and then that's what I would say. There's something I'm thinking about, Dr. Renoh, and it also goes back to what Ian is doing, and it's around excellence, because you said you have to look for excellence. But in your fields, excellence is a luxury, and it's a privilege. Not everyone can afford to do what it is that they need to do with their teeth at that time. Not everyone can afford a haircut that's 1,500 Kenyan shillings. Would you agree or disagree that the Kenyan industry, the Kenyan market, our economy, has made excellence unattainable and inaccessible? Ian? Yeah. Do you think excellence in our economy is basically inaccessible? You have to be okay with what you get.
No, I don't think so. And also now, with reference to like our average bill is 1,500. That's for a bespoke haircut, but it ranges from like 900, which is gentleman. Gentleman is like an even trim. But what I'd say with regards to accessing excellence, the Kenyan consumer, especially the middle class, is not too keen on price. So we are not necessarily having a price issue, but a value issue. It's that element of the customer experience. So that's what justifies a 1,500 haircut in Westlands as opposed to the same haircut, because what the main issue tends to be is not necessarily the skill, it's the professionalism. The same haircut, we are billing someone at 1,500. Someone's probably getting it, saying get the right at like 300 or 200. So what justifies that? It's the whole element of the whole customer experience, from the fact that, we have systems for everything, the hosting, how the client is hosted in. You could have let's even use a scenario of a restaurant. You could have not so good food at a restaurant, but because of how they've handled you throughout the process, you don't know why you keep going back there. The food is not the best, but you keep going back. And I mean, like, we are such consumers generally. I also like giving the example of, say, Uber Eats, or Glovo. So you order food and they give you a timeline of, say, 10 minutes. If they take 11 minutes, the same fries and chicken that you'd take 2 hours in the house, you're vexed, you're pissed off at everyone, you don't want to talk to anyone. Why? Because of that extra 1 minute. Because it's not about the fries and chicken. It was the convenience of having it within 10 minutes that I was buying it at 500-600 for. And the
convenience of the communication of the time that it's supposed to arrive, because that's normally also the other stuff that pisses people off.
Yeah.
So, and this will also flow back, because you said you have systems. It's about the experience. It's about the whatever. The other thing that I've realized entrepreneurship has taught me when it comes to pricing is you wing it for quite some time until you realize, okay, my unit economics are not making sense. How do you price a haircut? How do you price
Dental
consultation for a dental checkup? How do you price the removal of a cavity? Truly, what is the science behind that? What systems have you put in place to make sure that whatever it is that you're pricing, you're paid your actual value?
So, firstly, till now, I'll still go back to E-Myth. And for us at Mancave, so it's not just Ian. We are a couple of guys. We are a group of directors. And, there's a guy who came up with the SOPs, the dashboards. Like, we have a whole team for that. And so I believe what justifies our price point is also all the factors of doing business, all our expenses. So we look at, okay, the products we want to use on the customer, especially the amount you're going to pay for rent. So recently we're actually discussing how much value are we getting per square foot. Yeah.
And how did the discussion go?
So no, I mean, like, those are all those factors that we look into when justifying, okay, because you see, we're paying the barbers on commission on average like 40%. You still also have to pay rent and utilities. You have to buy product and you still have to make money. So all those factors are what justify our price point. And also, we know the client we are trying to attract. So our client is the same client who's going to Java or at Cafe. They just want a good haircut. You don't want to be in the wash basin instead of the shower. There's a guy picking water with a kasuku, and like, you're buying the whole experience. Yeah.
So your rent, that special sink, the products you're using,
Yeah.
water, whatever. I'm like, I'd love to understand the science, because my business is service based. So maybe my pricing is a little bit easier, but you see, there's also the cost of how much I pay for like various AI subscription tools.
Yeah.
So yes, I guess maybe I'm answering my own question. You have to put it all within that. But I'd be so curious. What are some factors? And maybe this also goes to Dr. Renoh that we don't consider. For someone like you who is a general dentist, do you consider the amount of time you spent in school?
Yes.
Into the price of the service?
Yeah, definitely. So normally we have this issue, especially in dental, where you can come to the clinic and you say, I want cleaning. And then you ask them for consultation and a patient will say, no, I already came knowing what I wanted. So like, why am I paying for consultation? So that's where now the aspect of the actual time I spent learning how to diagnose correctly, give a correct treatment plan before even the actual treatment. So apart from all the materials we use and the other things like rent and other utilities, the time you spend in school learning and the time you've spent gaining experience, and also the actual time now you spend on that treatment. So that goes into the pricing.
You've mentioned consultation, and actually in fact, we don't consider our barbers, we call them grooming consultants. So,
branding buzzwords so that you can charge me 2,000 bob.
No, but like,
you'd rather give me that girl to massage me. Those ones who do you guys have that in your barbershop?
No.
Oh, so weird.
Okay, so we, for the various models we have, from the signature, we do have beauticians, but we don't do massage.
What is that though, Ian? Why suddenly are barbershops popping up with massages? And then when you go on social media, how barbershops are advertising themselves is a chick with a nyash. And then she's shaving you and she shakes her butt. Barbershops, I'm like, what are we doing really?
No. Ours is a space for men, and we don't shy away from saying that. So even the beauticians who are there, it's basically mani-pedi and probably like washing of the head. With regards to massage, we actually have massage seats.
Okay.
So when the finishing is being done, the chairs, no, it's halal.
So let me ask, if I had short hair as a woman, can I be a client?
Yeah. I'm like, it's male skewed.
In fact, I don't know about other barbershops, but a lot of babes feel comfortable to bring their boyfriends in. You find a good number of our clients are also mothers who bring their kids in.
Okay.
So we've created somewhat form of safe space for that, because there's not all that chaos and, you know, like all this whole aspect of babes and stuff like that.
Anyway.
So yeah, when regards to now, like say the grooming consultant, he actually is in a position of authority to tell you, hey, because of also the shape of your head, this is a hairstyle that would look nice.
How does he get this authority? Is it just his experience?
His experience.
Or do you guys have capacity building training?
We do train.
Yeah.
We do train.
Yeah.
Train and equip them. In fact, that's part of when you say Ivy is coming in as a franchisee. It's not just the construction, even the human resource will be set up. Like we're giving you, like you put in your money today, and within say 30 days or 60 days, you have a fully running barbershop with the barbers, the system.
And how much does it cost to be a franchisee for Mancave? Like generally for Express, just to start off.
For Express, starts at 2.5.
2.5 million, and you guys bring me the container.
Everything.
You guys give me everything, including all the barber.
Yeah. Of course, now location, we'll have to discuss and settle on a location together. 40 foot is around 3.5.
Okay.
Signature is around 4.5. And then the mega is around probably 8-9 million. Yeah. And which has a full-on retail store. Not the man market, like a full-on retail store.
Yeah. Do you also assist with location? Because location
matters. Yes, we do. Location matters. In fact, we've gotten a couple of suggestions, GTC. On that note, actually, we realized that also a lot of malls and a lot of these spaces are actually struggling with a lot of businesses where, like, they're taking in guys, but these guys are not lasting long enough. So they're also keen on working with brands. Yeah.
Which is interesting because you see, actually, when it comes to your business model, I can see repeat customers. Every 3 weeks, someone has to cut their hair.
And guys who are balding twice a week.
Oh.
Because they need to keep that head clean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we respect our balding people.
No, I love them because
they are your money business. They are money cow. So for you, Dr. Renoh, I can see how a barber can go. I mean, how Ian can sustain his business and how he can franchise, because whatever people have to cut their hair. How about you? Particularly now in Kenya, one, we had mentioned before, it sounds like it's for the elite and it's expensive, as you've said. Once I do a root canal once, why am I coming back to the dentist? How do you prevent churn? How do you keep customers coming back to such a business?
Okay. So the focus has to be on long-term health. So you sell long-term health to a patient. So you are aware that for you to ensure you never need another root canal, you have to get your teeth cleaned every 6 months. You have to get oral hygiene products, which in our practice, we actually stock them and we sell them to the patient. So apart from getting routine checkups and routine cleaning and fluoride treatment, you also have the products. So for you to ensure, we have done for you, for example, a dental implant. You have to keep coming back to us for us to ensure it is in good health. There's nothing new cropping up around it or on your other teeth. So for dental, definitely there's repeat clientele. Because now once someone undergoes a process, for example, the root canal, they'll be like, I never want to do this again. And you're like, okay, for you to never have to go through this again, we have to do the preventive aspect. So you mostly build your clientele by focusing on prevention and selling long-term health to the patients, yes.
And they buy it?
Yes, they do. Yes, we have
long-term health?
Yes.
So how come... even in employment, a lot of employers don't offer insurance for that. Yeah. Why?
Insurances, for insurance models, they make money by you not getting sick, you not using that. But for dental care is expensive in itself. Then number two, most of the time, there's always a problem. You might be very healthy, so you never use your medical insurance. But for dental one, you need cleaning twice a month. The insurance, ethically, they need to pay for that. So they already know if teeth cleaning is, let's say, 8,000 shillings. Out of this 20,000 dental care, I am sure I'm going to pay out 16,000 for the twice a year. So insurance have been having challenges with committing to giving better covers for dental, and it's an ongoing discussion with them because sometimes they give the cover, but they don't like paying for it. It's expensive for them and for their business models.
And for Ian, going back again to just repeat customers, the thing is with barbershops, people follow a barber.
Yeah.
People follow a barber. They don't follow the shop. In fact, I don't even know how many people know even the name of the shop that they go to, the barbershop that they go to. What they do is they follow which Mancave. There are two. I'm joking. No, I'm not. So how do you get the customer to if you're going to open those 100 locations, how do you get me to trust that how I'll be treated in Nigeria or how I'll be treated in South Africa is the same way I'll be treated by my special karaoke barber in Kenya?
First of all, it boils down to systems, and now QC from the jump, in the sense of like the barbers that we are using, we train and equip them, and on top of that, once we like place them in the locations, they have to be vetted by their fellow barbers who are already there. So that's number one. Number two, when it comes to that, let me give you an example. You say you stay in Westlands and your barber has been with you for the longest. This guy moves to somewhere in Renoh. What are the odds that you'll now start going all the way to Renoh? So you'll spend more on transit than you would on the haircut. So then there's all those factors where, of course, there's a customer experience for us. Number two, also location for clients. I think for us, we focus mostly on the customer experience, because even with, say, the location at Nairobi Street Kitchen, we had an instance where last year, well, I won't mention the barbershop, but this guy came and offered two of our barbers $500,000 each.
Yeah, that's the other thing. People are paid in advance.
It's a very informal. It's a very informal. We are the ones who are trying to formalize it.
Yeah.
But from our data, because customers are booked in, from our data, less than 20% actually left.
Really?
Yeah. So customers don't just buy. That's why I was talking about. Customers don't just buy the product or service you're offering. They buy everything around it.
$500,000 Kenya shillings. The barber was
Each.
offered.
Even me, if I was offered, I'd have left.
Of course.
Net. Cash.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Over and above the commissions that were going to be paid there.
After.
Thinking of commissions, by the way, Dr. Renoh, how do you pay your people, by the way? Because you came from commission, so you decided how do you pay your people?
So for the other staff, of course, they're on a salary. But now for the doctors, we have the commission, yes, but you also have a baseline rate, because you quickly realize if someone is committing their time to you, to your business, it means they can't do any other thing anywhere else. So there's the fixed pay, but then commission on top. So for example, if your commission is 30%, if that 30% translates to more than your baseline pay, you get that extra paid to you.
But doesn't a commission system in the healthcare industry warrant unethical practices? Because as you said, I'll come in, I'll have an issue with one tooth, and then you'll sell me solutions for 10 teeth. And that's because I'm chasing commissions. Don't you think you've become the monster you ran away from?
That's why now you have to really first have SOPs, and then you have to document everything and also invest in technology so that everything is standardized, so that I know that I do not have a staff who looks at patients as money. So if you come, you have targets. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. But the truth is, one of the things we struggle with in healthcare is now the calling versus business and making money. Because ideally, you quickly come to realize I am passionate about dental fluorosis and I really want to have people having white smiles. But the truth is, if the business cannot finance that calling, I'm not able to continue offering my calling. That is the truth. So you quickly come to realize, as much as I have my healthcare language, you also have to learn the business language. You have cash flow issues, you have marketing, you have HR. So you have to also focus on that. But you prevent it, turning it into being completely about the business and forgetting the calling by ensuring you standardize. So you train your staff, and then you have to document everything. So for example, I'm able to go into my system. I can access it on my phone and see the 3D scan of the patient that is being seen right now. And then I check the treatment plan and I'm like, okay, there was a cavity here. This was filled. But then if I see a billing for a filling on a specific tooth and there's no, on the scan, I can't see a cavity, it'd be like, that's a concern. You see? So now I think investing in technology helps in also standardizing everything. So that's why we still have the standard, the baseline pay, so that the doctor knows, even if I don't make money from this client, I am still being paid. But also they're able to remember, this is a business and the business needs money to run.
Knowing all you know now, would you, and if you were offered in employment in a reputable hospital, probably even outside the country, and you're offered great money, would you still do entrepreneurship the way you're doing it, knowing all you know now? Or would you go back and earn probably even 2 million Kenya shillings a month in New York?
No, I would still do entrepreneurship. No, let me tell you why.
You've not started. You're not profitable yet. You just started paying yourself recently. You could only take 2 weeks off last year. You would still do entrepreneurship.
Yes, okay. And the reason why, the aspect of entrepreneurship that I enjoy the most is having the freedom to choose the materials I want to use for my procedures, the type of equipment I want to use, and just being in charge of now living out my calling. Because in the market, there's a lot of things. You'll go to a hospital where they tell you, oh, for this filling, we only use this specific product. But then you find that maybe that product lacks a key ingredient that a specific patient needs. You see that? So I'm really enjoying being in charge of the things I want to use, the materials, and how I want to practice my dentistry.
And Ian, just to close off, you'd still stick to this, or you'll go out there and continue hostile takeovers?
No, I think I'm crazy. I think I'd continue.
Yeah.
It's very fulfilling, and it's fulfilling from the point of, at least, your life is not about you. When it comes to entrepreneurship, it's about everyone else. You're trying to impact as many lives as possible. Now, in our case, for example, if you look at, say, the goal of 100 locations, those are an average of 600 families that you've directly impacted. And of course, 600 families means this guy is paying rent, this guy is paying school fees, this guy is paying. And so, of course, the ripple effect to the economy. Fun fact, even with our barbers, you'll find it's not necessarily someone who's in barbering because he didn't have much option. These guys are making a shit ton of money. They're making more money than most people in the office. We have barbers where even sometimes we feel like, these guys are making more money than us. Because you're paying guys, your payouts are 80, 100 Gs.
Per month.
Yeah. Okay. And it's off of commission. And like, we have 2 barbers currently. One is a computer science degree holder. One has done construction management, but they chose to be barbers. So we also want to bring that element of dignity to the industry and tell guys, hey, by the way, this whole unemployment story is not necessarily an issue. There's also so many options to choose from. You don't necessarily have to go to an office. And these guys actually live better than most guys in the office because, they have off days in the course of the week. You can come dressed a bit more ease. And yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, there's the money to it. So I like what you've said about, because one of the advantages that both of you have in your businesses is that it's handiwork.
Yeah.
And you guys it's going to be very difficult for the threat of artificial intelligence to come and take your business away from you. It's very easy for you to use artificial intelligence, obviously, to, as you say, standardize, continue putting your systems in place, and also maybe for you. But I like your businesses because ni kazi ya mkono. By the time Kenyans get robots to do their haircuts, by the time Kenyans get robots to do their dental work, it's going to be very, very difficult. Thank you. If you've got this far, please leave me a comment. Tell me what about this conversation you related to, what it is that you enjoyed, what it is probably you didn't enjoy, but keep it kosher. I'm going to delete bad comments. I really don't care. I'm going to delete them. I don't want to see them here. Give me a like. Also subscribe. It really assists me when you subscribe to this channel. I'm able to measure my impact. I'm able to gauge what it is that I can do better, and I'm able to monetize eventually. Let's just keep it real. Today, the conversation around entrepreneurship was also about monetizing. Please, it's not just any other podcast. It's just money. Thank you.